vowels.
You bite your vowels. Yeah. Hi. How are you? You don't talk that way. Hi. You know what I mean? It's like whenever hi, you open your mouth, and you do just the opposite when you puppet.
So I shouldn't do that.
Yeah. It's immediately people
Hi,
are like,
I'm Bill. That way.
yes.
Okay. I was going, hi. Like,
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That would be eat talking.
That would be. Well, look at me. I've been eat talking for years.
So it's like, hi, I'm Bill, and I'm chewing. Like, I think it's the first language of cows. That's what cows first know, because they chew cud. You know?
When the Bill and Jason show actually become a puppet show, we'll go back to this day and see it as the day we thought, hey, we should do a puppet show.
Right, the day that Bill discovered he was biting his vowels.
I was biting my vowels.
Yeah.
Is that what my wife's been talking about all these years? Quit biting my vowels or your vowels. Just get out of here, will you?
Whatever you're biting, stop it. Just stop it. Wow, well, this is a good place to start. This is the Bill and Jason Show. I'm Jason, that's Bill.
Hi.
And this is the kind of stuff we talk about off camera. Imagine how much more interesting the show will get, huh?
Yeah, well, I hope so. So what did you do over the weekend?
Weekend was Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Mother's Day.
How'd you do, you mother?
I think I did well. I really only had one mother I had to take care of.
Yeah.
I know you have multiples.
Yeah.
A lot of people have multiples. But there were no complaints. General happiness. I checked in throughout the day. She seemed to be good.
You just left her alone, and every once in a while stuck your head in. How's your
How
Mother's
you
Day?
doing? Are you enjoying yourself?
That was.
Can
I wish I could have done that.
Can I get you some more channels of HGTV? What can we do here? The iPad. So it was. I believe it was a success.
Oh, good. Well, mine was an entire weekend's worth. It started with Friday, where we went to a family wedding, and then Saturday everybody was in town, so they're over at my mother-in-law's house. Mm-hmm. So my wife and I were the two that went, oh, sure, we'll come over and bring all the food and cook it for you. And so we did that. And then,
how nice of you.
And I thought that was going to be our Mother's Day thing, but no, they found out that, oh no, we're doing Mother's Day too.
Wow.
So on Sunday, we went over and did the same thing.
Wow. You cooked for 2 days.
2 days for, my mother-in-law and her sisters, and for my wife, and for sister-in-law. And there were about 8, 9 mothers there.
And then,
if you know what I'm saying. Okay, there was a whole bunch of mothers.
And some of them had children.
Yeah, there you go. One of them was cooking.
Right. So it sounds like you had a great time.
Yeah, well, it was okay. I mean, the only thing tougher than going to a big family thing where you don't really fit in is having nothing to do. So at least I was,
busy,
in charge of cooking and grilling and stuff like that. And every once in a while I could make a quip and be fine without having to, get into a conversation I didn't necessarily want to be in.
You just throw jokes into them as you hear them. And Uncle Larry had a big one. Bah! Like big laugh. I'll be at the grill till Thursday.
That's pretty much how it goes, yeah.
Good night.
Usually at those things too, I get to be the buffer for my wife, and she didn't get the buffering from me as much. So by Sunday, she was like, I need to get alone somewhere.
Right.
Away from all of my mother's sisters.
You do like the sarcasm dive. Like somebody throws a sarcastic quip, you're like,
I dive on it.
Like, I'll get it. You intercept it. Oh, the pain. You go to the bathroom, be all dramatic with it. So she's just like, Bill, what are you doing? I'm coping with this sarcasm that was thrown at you by your aunt. The wicked woman. Her powers are great.
Well, and I'm pretty good at those sarcasm as well. I just had to keep it at bay.
Why?
All weekend. Well, just, it was a family weekend. A lot of people were in from out of town because of the wedding.
A wedding, yes.
Yes.
On top of this, you went to a wedding.
I
a
actually
family
went
wedding,
to a wedding, yes.
where you're like 3 times removed or 4 times removed?
Honestly, I think we were 3 or 4 times removed because it was my wife's cousin's. No, my wife's cousin's kid.
Convoluted this is.
My wife's cousin's child. So
Okay.
it'd be second cousin or, I think that makes it second cousin. That we were invited to kind of offhandedly.
How did that work?
Well, mom got an invitation and she was like, well, you're inviting the kids too. She goes, oh yeah, you and the family, and so she said, and the family, and my mother-in-law took that to mean, her kids and her kids. So we were all invited. So I was worried most of the time that we were just
all of you go.
No, not everybody. My like I said, my wife and I, and we took our kids because two of Maureen's brothers didn't go.
How come they didn't get to go?
They were invited.
Okay, so how was the wedding?
The wedding? The wedding, I'd like to give a review of the wedding. I just want to be sure I'm clear that I'm talking about. I'm going to talk about the place where the wedding was. And it was a wedding someplace in the 5-state area. Let's just say that. I'm not going to say the name of the place, but it was one of those places that you can buy a package for your wedding that pretty much makes it so that you don't have to write a check to anybody else.
Oh, wow. It's a soup to nuts venue.
Right. You're getting a venue, and you're getting the catering, and you're getting the photography, you're getting the officiant, you're getting the bartenders, you're getting the servers, you're getting the entertainment, which was a DJ, all of it in one package that works for this company that also owns this venue.
Wow, and they coordinate all those vendors for you, so everybody works together like a team?
That's in fact how they market themselves. The marketing that I've seen for this vast company looks really impressive. It's one of the most impressive marketing things I've seen anywhere. I know I'm pretty sure it's a national company. And it's very, on paper, on web, it looks like, you can't beat it. It looks like you can't get anything but the best. It is the best. It's the best looking. It's the most elegant, the most beautiful thing you've ever seen.
Yeah.
And it even does, it's like if you use decorative decoration, or if you use decoration, you can get decoration by getting this package. This package also comes with multimedia. This package also comes with architectural lighting.
Cool.
And sound for the wedding and for the reception and for the dining and all of this stuff. And they bought that package. They bought that package. The wedding was on a rooftop, which was nice. Downtown area was a little difficult because you could hear all of the traffic stuff, sirens every once in a while, and low flying helicopters was a little weird. The view was cool. And it was outdoors, which was nice.
Listening to you should start a podcast called Wedding Reviews, where you'll go to people's wedding and then review it for them. And then afterwards, then they can know how upset they should be or happy.
Well, that's another thing. I'm hoping that the people whose wedding we were invited to they don't listen to the show, because the tricky thing about going as a performer, or if anybody like myself who's done this and been relatively successful, and I've got friends and family who know I'm relatively successful. When things aren't going well, they peer over at me. Bill,
and you don't jump up and fix it?
No, well, no. I've got these people that I'm several times removed, but they spent a lot of money on this thing.
Sure.
So for me to jump up and do anything about it,
so everybody was looking at you when things didn't go well, like, I wonder what Bill thinks of this.
Right. Or yeah, exactly. So my wife and I danced more than anybody.
Really?
I don't know. It just was. I don't want them to think they made a poor choice. The day of their wedding is not the day to go, you should have rethought this.
That sounds like the direction you're going, but that's just me.
Well, with the review?
Yes.
Well, the place was nice. The place was nice. Was it, did it rise to the expectations of the marketing I saw? No.
So what didn't work?
It was, everything worked. Everything worked. It's just that everything worked kind of so. It just worked. It wasn't wow, and the marketing says, well, you're going to be blown away, and it wasn't really much except for the view. I thought the view
compared to how everything else goes and every other place, how would it stack up compared to all the other venues?
Well, but that's just it. You can't really compare a company like a Wedding Factory company that says they are the most amazing thing. You need to I think. from a marketing standpoint, I compare myself to what I say I am.
So their marketing should have been like, we're pretty good
We're
at
all right.
this.
We're okay. It's nice. You'll be okay. You won't spend a lot of money, but you're also not going to have the greatest. And I don't know that they spent a lot of money. I don't know. I don't know what the pricing was, but it wasn't their website. Their website, their marketing makes it look like it's going to just blow your mind.
That's what marketing's supposed to do.
I was excited to see this venue and to see this service because I've heard nothing but then I've only read the reviews that this place says about themselves. So I'm thinking I'm going to see something just incredible. It was okay. What I saw of the DJ, what I got out of the DJ was like he's probably a young man that doesn't have a lot of experience, who was cutting his teeth on this company that probably wasn't paying him very much because he didn't seem very enrolled in getting things going. He played a lot of things. I'm a DJ. I've heard pretty much everything, right? I mean, I like to think
he was showing up, doing a job, like playing music that he knows.
Well, I don't even know if he knew actually.
Was he playing? Did it sound like he was playing like a wedding dance repertoire?
At times when people would go up and push him to play something else, yeah. But when he would get a request and he'd play, September by Earth, Wind and Fire or We Are Family by Sister Sledge, the dance floor would go, ooh, we're going to go play. And then as soon as he got past that request that he had to take, we would hear music that even I have never heard before. It was the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Stuff?
I don't even know if it was that, honestly. I know my club music okay, and I was hearing just weird.
Wow,
Weird
you didn't
stuff.
even know the music? You
No.
didn't even recognize it?
No.
Wow, that's really strange.
Yeah, and then the
That's
transitions
really, really
were the kind of
bizarre.
transitions you would get from a young man who's got his first computer, and you'd hear the song end and it would come up again. And plus, I found out, I saw later that he was because the system that they had provided wasn't necessarily working right. So he was working off of two computers with two different softwares. Okay.
Wow.
And you know how with this like software for like a Tractor or for what do I use? I use Virtual DJ. And you have at least two decks up, right? And he had two decks up on this computer and two decks up on this computer, but on both computers he was using one deck on this one and one deck on that one.
Wow.
So it's like, okay, he's got two computers, then he's playing only off one deck and then goes to the other deck. And the other computer wasn't calibrated for volume, so he'd play this song and it would be okay, and it was everybody playing. And he'd hit this one, it would be really loud.
Oh my
and he was
gosh.
It's like he pushed everything through one channel. So it had issues with that. When he did speak, I didn't really hear him.
Do you think you were the only one that noticed it, or do you think other people in the room were experiencing
When it came, well, the DJ,
you're more sensitive to this stuff
right.
than the average person, and people's expectations of weddings are not high.
The volume issue was noticed by everybody because it startled everyone every other song.
Wow.
And then he would be, and then he'd turn it way back down. The transitional stuff, there were a lot of people who weren't paying attention, but they didn't notice as quickly as I did. But like within an hour of dancing, when people were saying, why can't we have, and there's only two people at a time?
So if this was going on,
how
how is it that you guys danced more than any other wedding? Did you just feel bad? Like, the floor is empty, let's go dance. Let's do a 2-person conga line.
Well, which, hey, don't knock it. Why is it that I did that? Because people know who I am, and because people expect that I, might be seeing it and going, because they think I'm pretty good at what I do. I didn't want that to become a conversation in the room that would get back to the bride.
I see.
I didn't want the bride on the day of her wedding to think that
Bill
thought
Hermann didn't
that
like
she,
this wedding.
well, but that I think that she made a bad choice.
Oh, I see.
Okay, she's made a lot of choices for her wedding, and she should be told. I mean, who am I being invited to a wedding where she paid for my meal and paid for my drinks to say, in your place, it was horrible because that was bad? No, and especially when people are looking at me to find out what they should think half the time anyway. My wife and I said, something? We're going to start the dancing. She made a fine choice. We're going to dance. And we danced to stuff we didn't really know.
Were you able to get it going?
No.
Did you you didn't try to do a snowball and run out and get new dance partners?
No, we did.
Like
We did
that?
try to do that, and we had a little success with it. But And the layout was a little weird. People were really far away from the dance floor as well, which was
loss
hard.
of intimacy.
Huge dance floor, a kind of an L-shaped room.
Yeah.
But there's lots of success. I looked around and as much as I was really removed from everybody, I saw a room full of people like itching to play that weren't really invited.
That weren't
First
engaged.
dance, people didn't really see.
That's typical, though.
Father-daughter dance, people.
I mean,
didn't-
that's what makes you exceptional at what you do, because you do like pay attention to those things. Nobody else is going to do that, but who would be the DJ or the event designer or whatever you want to call yourself? That would be the person that would pay attention to that
Right,
part.
right.
Nobody else does. It's like, it's time. Go do your thing. Play the music. It should work.
Now, the bartenders, they did a lovely job.
Awesome.
I got as much scotch as I wanted.
Really? I love those bartenders.
The officiant was a little shaky. He
wasn't sewing anybody up, so.
yeah, that's true. But he also, he had a couple of difficult times remembering who he was working for, which was a little odd.
Did you fetch him a drink?
Well, no. It was just during the wedding, and the sound on the roof was good.
Father, you're shaking. Drink this.
The sound on the roof was good, except for once again there was volume. It's like all of a sudden you had spikes in the volume here and there.
Wow.
So I mean, when that kind of stuff happens, the whole room does notice. Now, was it something that they talked about the entire evening? No. The thing they talked about when it came to the music the whole evening is that they didn't necessarily hear music that they wanted to hear to be able to be a part of the party.
Yeah.
And there was, and I can't say that it wasn't the bride making him play weird stuff.
Yeah, maybe she chose it all.
Yeah, she might have. But I don't know. He was having success going to the Staples.
Sure.
And he wasn't having success in any place else, sadly. And a couple of times, I mean, you could tell he was getting frustrated. My daughters went up and requested a song.
Like every 2 minutes?
No.
There's a playlist. My dad's a DJ.
I made sure they didn't do that. But they came up and said,
DJ,
I finally made a request, Dad. So what would you request? Oh, we requested the song that you danced to at your wedding. I said, oh, great.
The Gummy Bear song.
Exactly. What did he say? And my daughter goes, she goes, I said, would you play this song? And the guy says, yeah, whatever.
Oh, wow. Really? So he was rude, too.
Well, yeah. But I don't know that. I mean, that's coming from my 13-year-old.
Oh, she could have made it up.
Right. My 13-year-old's way ruder than most human beings.
She just likes to see you punch people.
Yeah, because I'm such a...
What did you say to my daughter? No, honestly, I didn't.
Such a bully.
She made it up.
So, he struggled, but early, and then he kind of gave up. Because, by about halfway through, I saw him sitting on a chair behind, just... Not really. He's just tired of, looking dejected. And it's like, what the hell am I doing
the
this for?
The audience has beat him up. Nobody liked his very strange.
It was weird too. He'd play the really strange, and the really strange ones were really long. You know how you get to,
well, they were
some
probably
DJs
remixes.
Exactly. Some DJs will play a song and they'll be like, you can tell that they're standing back there going, yeah, I know you're not dancing, but this is a good song.
Right.
So you're going to listen to it until it's over. Because you need to be told how good this music is.
Yeah, sadly,
I had a little bit of that.
Early in my career, I had a little bit of that going on.
Me too.
I have very vivid memories of having it be a standoff. Like, I'm in North Dakota and I put on Depeche Mode, Personal Jesus, because dang it, that's good edgy stuff that people should like to dance to.
You think so?
And rural North Dakota, not so much.
No.
I had a full dance floor to something like Sawyer Brown, and then I go into Your Own Personal. I'm like, come on, this is a Christian wedding. Right? It's Personal Jesus. This is relevant. What's wrong with you people? And this guy's like going, giving me this whatever, and I'm just like,
yeah. Don't stand over. Don't give me.
Don't tell me what to cut off. Here.
I know what I'm doing.
I'm going to put this on a loop, and I'm going to go outside and smoke a pack of cigarettes. That's what I'm going to do. Show you, and I expect to get my check. And then after that, I'll be at the bar. You enjoy your Personal Jesus.
Right. Exactly.
I didn't do that, but I did play the song out, which is bad enough. That's like the equivalent, the DJ equivalent,
of shut up and listen.
Right. And then later in my career, when I actually realized what I was there for, and then I learned a trick from you. And that is if I play something and people start vacating my floor, like everybody, I say, I'm sorry, and I try something else. And half the time they laugh and come back. If for no other reason than feeling guilty, like, oh, well, he did notice we didn't like that one, so we better go back. Even if it is the Gummy Bear song.
That might have worked, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the DJ didn't make me mad. Nothing, nothing made me mad. Nothing made me go, oh dear Lord, are you kidding me? Nothing really.
Right.
But the thing that frustrates me about any company in the wedding business at all are the ones that overinflate what they do, over create the expectation for the client, and then just kind of sort of deliver. And there's really nobody there to be accountable to it. They were just a bunch of...
But have you asked the client, though? I mean, to them, are they like, whoa, it was amazing? Because it's a wedding. What do you have to compare it to?
My last 3 weddings were much more entertaining than
Right,
this.
exactly. I mean, but see, you're absolutely right.
People do this one time.
Right, you're absolutely right. And that's my own thing. And it's probably why I don't make a whole lot of money doing what I do, is that I if I can't rise to this, oh my God thing, I don't want to do it. And then I put a lot of pressure on myself, and then I hopefully I'm delivering on that.
Oh, you make just fine. It's time to write the book, Bill. It's time to write the book. The book, the entertainment experience book, the one for the public, so that they can go, oh my gosh, this is what I should be expecting.
This is what it should be expecting.
This is what can happen. This is what's possible. And then when they look at that, and then they look at what they've been getting, like, oh, wow. Now, everything... a good friend of mine taught me that comparison is the death of happiness. And with this book, you can kill happiness and make more possible. Wait,
I don't know if I want to do that.
That didn't come out right for the venues.
So I'm gonna call this book "The Death of Happiness" by Bill Hermann.
Yeah, it's like the venue's death of happiness, otherwise known as The Bride's Guide to Amazing. Also known as The Bride's Guide to Amazing. Or maybe you should switch it around. The Bride's Guide to Amazing, or also known as the venue's death of happiness.
Okay, so we want you to go to the comments below and tell us which one of those 19 titles that Jason came up with that you like, and we'll see what we can do.
Make your request for an advance copy now. It will motivate Bill to start typing this long-awaited book.
Long-awaited by you.
To be able to
and one
give
of your
to the
dogs
world.
Barking in the background. He probably wants to read it.
And that,
woof, woof, woof.
That wraps up the Wedding Day Review with Bill Hermann. Thanks for tuning into the Bill and Jason Show. Next week, we're going to talk about a customer service experience.
Yes, absolutely. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on YouTube. And I think we're still even on iTunes. So go check that out, and you can even make a review. See you next time.
Broadcasting from high atop planet Earth at a rate of 96 kilobytes sample per second over the interweb in an effort to stop glorifying being busy. This has been an entertainment experience production.